just like to share this experience to you guys about my cosmic experience. There are not many people experience what I feel or what I went through. This happened to me in my child labor. Okay, so I was about to give birth to my son. There are so many complications about my pregnancy from the start, but I have proven myself that I am controlling my life. I carry the baby that I want to carry and I want to give birth. Even the doctors are not agreeing with my decisions. They are trying to abort the idea that what I'm carrying is not going to be successful. They always trigger me that it's absurd, because of the severity of the growth of my baby, that he's very tiny, he's very small, and he's not normal. But look what happened now, right? I have a normal child, very smart. Oh my gosh. And he was the one who awakened me, right? If that alone never happened, if I agree to the terms of the doctors to abort the baby when I was 19 weeks, if I agreed to them, the idea that there's no life with the one that I'm carrying, will I or will my life will be at this point, this way, to be awakened this way? Because that baby is the one was the bridge for me to be awakened. Right? That idea alone is really amazing up to this day. And it's like I realized, like, oh my gosh, I even told my son, he's a little bit know about spirituality, that I told him, you are the one who awakened me, and I thank you. You help me see what the world is, what the reality is. I told him, but he is his own soul. I don't push him. I let him be. I just guide him to a good feeling. I don't wanna give or like push him my idea, because he's a different soul. That's how I look at my son and my husband. They are in their own. It's their own path. They have their own mission, right? So I don't push my idea to them. And I'm grateful they are part of my life. They signed up for my life, which I'm grateful, right? So now I'm going to talk to you about the cosmic experience that I have up there. What is it like? What's my observation when I was up there? It was a quick moment in deep prayers. I was almost to give birth, not free to give birth, but I was in too much pain. I was in the hospital, child labor, right? I was praying. I was praying actually to the Virgin Mary. I call her at the time Mother Mary. That's what I said, right? So I was just thinking that, Mother Mary, if you're listening out there. Then when I was in this deep prayer, I was transcended into the universe. And I was like, it was totally black. Totally black. All I can see is just stars. Do I see my body? No. I was just consciousness. When I think about it right now, it's like, I have no shape, I have no form. I am the first person at the time. So I cannot see me. All I can just see is the blackness, the the expansion, or like the how the universe, how big the universe is. I was floating there, but in prayers. I wasn't aware of what's going on because I didn't know anything about spirituality. All I know, I was in deep prayer. I was thinking, I was in my mind imagining this, okay? But I was in this black space with all the stars. I was floating as consciousness. I was praying and telling them that if I were to choose, if it's my son or me, I choose my son. Thy will be done. That was it. When I said that, I went back to my body. And then the nurse came. 7 minutes after, I gave birth. That's how quick it was. And then I can't even integrate what happened. I don't know if I can post the picture here. It's I'm like, I'm in the state of like, what's just happened? I wasn't happy when I see the baby because I was still in a limbo. It was all very blurry and foggy. All I can just hear is voices. The doctors are helping me push my husband. There are many people around. It seems like there are many people, but I believe there are not. But I think there are spiritual bodies. I believe so. But for me, I was surrounded by lots of people. But actually, there were only two doctors, one nurse, I believe, then one for the baby section for my husband. But at the time when I was doing the labor, I was really feeling that I was in a crowd. Really. That's why I was like, when after give birth, like, oh, I give birth. It's the kind of feeling. And after that, the amnesia really. I have because as I'm doing my research, because of the out of body experience, and I was already out there in the universe. I never had have any life how could you call that, life review, seeing other people, I see. I never see that. That's why it was so strange for me when people will go out or do their astral travel. They would say that they met their beings, these beings, like that. With my experience, with my cosmic experience, I never see anything. All I just see is I'm consciousness and this vast universe with all the stars. I was floating there. And now I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking about it in my logical mind, that the earth plane is just a dimension. Or is it just I'm a light, or I'm a star who has a dream, and this is a dream? Isn't it wild? That's how I see it. Like I'm the stars up there in the universe, and this is my dream. I created this earth, living here on earth with all these wonderful people, with all these wonderful creations. This is how I see it. This is how I perceive it, because up to this day, I can't relate to anyone who has the same feeling as me. Their experience is that they saw a light being, but my experience, I don't see it. I was consciousness. That's why I can't relate to anyone. Like, my experience is different. Even my awakening, I was like, I have this body electrical pulses coming into me, and then when I integrate my light, it was like a comet. Zoom, boom. Integrated into me. It's like, am I a star? This is my vessel. That's it. It's a question really that up to now I'm still confused. I don't know. But it's better just to let it go. Just have fun with my life, right? Anyway, I had fun already. It's interesting, right? Though I don't really have people around and talk, it's fine. I'm creating this video for me. That's it. And this is for educational purposes only. Entertainment, not education. Entertainment purposes only. And if you can relate, you can. But if you don't, just don't mind me. This is just for fun. Okay? Love you guys.